right, good morning or evening or afternoon. I guess it depends. We've got people from all around the world. If you don't mind, let's just, if you can, type a Y in that question box. I just want to make sure you can see the slide, you hear my voice. We should see video as well. All right, Johnny, thank you. All right, Chris, Eduardo. All right, perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and just get started. Welcome everyone to today's webinar. My name is John Madison and I'm the Vice President of Marketing here at FFR Trading. Thank you for taking the time to join us for this exciting presentation. We'll be showcasing Ian Cooper's Algo AI Options Program, a revolutionary way to trade smarter and achieve consistent results using artificial intelligence and dark pools. Before we dive in, just a few housekeeping notes. Feel free to submit your questions in the Q&A box during the webinar. We'll address as many as possible. We'll have a live Q&A session after Ian's done with his portion. And don't forget to stay till the end. Attendees will receive a free educational ebook from Ian and FFR Trading, packed with valuable insights to elevate your trading game. All right. So some of what we'll cover today, we'll go over the risk disclosure in just a moment. We're going to introduce who we are here at FFR Trading. If you don't know and what our role is, of course, I'll introduce Ian. Ian's going to give his presentation, and we'll come back, do the Q&A, and then a summary of all the course details. Again, here's the risk disclosure. Okay, very important. Trading involves significant risk, is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Please carefully consider your investment objectives and risk tolerance before engaging in any trading activities. And we encourage you to reach out to FFR Trading for guidance if you have questions about managing risk in your portfolio. This is what we do here. So that kind of leads into who we are and why we exist here at FFR Trading. At FFR Trading, we specialize in connecting traders like you with proven, high-performing strategies tailored to your goals. Our mission is to provide expert-driven solutions, ensuring clients can trade with confidence, whether they're beginners or seasoned pros. We work with an incredible team of strategists, analysts, and trading professionals to vet and deliver the best programs in the industry. So let me introduce you to some of the team members here who make it all possible. Michael McGinnis is the CEO, President and CEO of the company. Alicia and Laura, half of what we do would not get done without these folks. If you do call us, chances are you'll speak to one of these great folks who stand ready to help you with your portfolio goals. All right, let me go ahead and bring in Ian Cooper. Ian is a seasoned trader with over 2 decades of experience. He specializes in blending technical analysis, fundamental insights, and cutting-edge technology to help individual investors and traders grow their wealth. Ian, welcome.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Now, what part of the country are you joining us from here?
I'm in Baltimore.
Baltimore, Maryland. All right, fantastic. How is the weather up there in Baltimore?
Better. It was freezing here for a few days. It snowed a little bit, and now it's, starting to warm up a little bit. Hoping that lasts.
All right, fantastic. Anything else that you wanted to share with the folks, Ian, about your background, maybe what you feel is important that they should know?
Oh, sure. I use a combination of technical and fundamental analysis. I trade the news, which can involve, the anticipation of news, the dissemination of news, and then the death of news. I've also been involved with trading, stocks, options, ETFs, you name it, for the better part of 25 years now. So a lot has gone on over that time in the markets that's been interesting to trade and invest in.
You were one of the early adopters of artificial intelligence, and you're going to get into that with your part of the presentation in the dark pools, which is just a phenomenal addition to your how did you get involved with the technology that is just rapidly advancing, especially for us as traders?
Yeah, well, today we're going to focus more on the dark pool trading, which are the hidden trading opportunities created by, the institutions. But with artificial intelligence, it's really, uh, changing every industry out there. So we have no choice but to, try to keep pace with that, um, as best that we can. Just, right now it's just, trial and error. We're just, playing around with the technology, seeing, what else we can do with it.
Well, judging by, the results that you've been getting, you've been doing phenomenal. So let's just kind of go over some of the details of the Algo AI program. These results, starting from August of 2023, go through January of 2025, and they're based on roughly a $10,000 account size, allocating between $1,000 to $1,200 per trade, and that is non-compounded. So the numbers that you're going to see here are non-compounded numbers. Some of the key academic points, maybe you want to go through some of these. You talked about the dark pools, maybe just a brief explanation of what we're talking about when we say dark pools, and how that dovetails with the institutional buying and selling.
Yeah, well, the dark pools are made up of the institutional the calls and the puts that they're buying throughout the day. So they're considered dark pools because they are, hidden trading opportunities that are, we have a list that's generated every day. We get dozens and dozens and dozens of ideas from watching what institutions are trading as far as calls and puts, and I'll share some of those today. If Goldman Sachs came out and said they bought $1 million worth of an Apple call, retail investors would more than likely chase the option in stock, which would massively move the underlying stock. And that's why they don't want to make their buys public, because they'll move the stock unfairly.
And you're not only utilizing kind of the latest technology, but you also incorporate some of the the basic kind of indicators that most people are probably familiar with. How do you incorporate that as part of this program?
Well, after we find the opportunity in the dark pools, again, which I'll share in just a moment, we then take that and then we look at the stock technically. We want to make sure it's not too oversold, not too overbought. If we're going to trade it a certain way, but we use RSI, MACD, Williams percentage range, the Bollinger Band set at 2 standard deviations above and below the 20-day moving average. We also use the full stochastics and money flow as well. And usually when they all agree in either oversold or overbought territory, that's where your opportunity to trade either a put or a call comes into play.
All right, fantastic. And let's take a look at some of these performance numbers here. Again, this is from August of 2023 through January of this year. And you're averaging 30% per month with an average annual return of 356%. The win rate, 86%. Now, your average winner is about $650 with the average loser just $583. But what really carries it is the accuracy of the program. Is it that combination of the kind of the new technology meeting the old technology that has really improved your hit rate on these?
Sure, it definitely helps. Lately, the markets have been severely volatile, so you get these massive rips and dips, and then all of a sudden it all falls apart the next day. So it's been a lot of volatility out there.
And we saw that, I think, over the last couple of days. We were talking about NVIDIA earlier, and I think you'll have something to show them there when we get into your presentation.
That's the perfect example. The news about DeepSeek from China really disrupted a lot of the massive tech names, NVIDIA, AMD, things like that. But it was a severe overreaction, which created a lot of new opportunity in AI tech stocks.
All right, fantastic. And I noticed that this trades on average about 6 to 8 times per month, which is maybe a little higher than some of the other programs that you have. Is that because the opportunities you're finding more opportunities, or this is the right market?
Well, we're presented with potential opportunities, literally dozens and dozens of times every day. So it's very easy to see, here's an institution, they just picked up more than $1 million worth of this call option. We should check it out. And the opportunity just presents itself all day.
And I should just have a little bit of a disclaimer there, and that is that you will scale back the number of trades per month if the market is not favorable. So, and that's in order to protect the client's portfolios, correct?
Right. If markets are sketchy or they're all over the place, it's better to keep your portfolio safe than risk money in a market that could go haywire at any second.
Well, the academics behind this program are pretty impressive, and the leverage that you're getting with options with these trade setups is just delivering phenomenal results. And I remember us talking back in 2024 how you were just killing it, and obviously that just continues right through 2025 here. So it's good to see, and I know we'll probably see some of the reviews from clients that are in the program as well a little bit later. But let's go ahead, Ian, and I'll get ready to hand over to you, and so we can kind of get into. I want to understand all this dark pool stuff, and I'm sure the folks here are kind of want to see what kind of technology that you're employing here. So let me go ahead and hand over to you. When we come back, we'll have our Q&A with Ian, so get ready to post your questions, and we'll get that in just a bit. So let me get over to you, Ian, and just let me know when you see that pop up there.
Okay, got it.
All right, perfect.
On my screen.
I see your screen.
Can you see that?
I do. I see your slide.
Okay, great. Good afternoon. I hope you're all doing well. Wanted to jump into Algo AI today just for a bit, give you a few examples of really how it works, and I'll also give you a trade or two if you want to jump into them. This on your screen right now are the dark pool trading ideas. These are institutional buys that are, quote unquote, hidden from the public because the institutions don't want to unfairly move the stock. So, for example, over here, if you can see my cursor right here, you'll see that an institution picked up more than $2 million worth of February 21, 2025, 600 calls. So then what we do is we would, take Meta and look at it technically and see if it really fits the parameters as a buy opportunity. On this side, we have, several trades on Apple, which we use to our advantage. NVIDIA again. So this is just a fraction of what we see every day. We're literally seeing dozens and dozens of these, every trading day. Just, look through that a bit deeper, just to get familiar with it and comfortable with it. And I'm going to provide a quick overview of what Algo AI is. Algo AI uses a combination of technical pivot points such as RSI, Williams percentage range, full stochastics, Bollinger Bands, along with these hidden option trading trades from institutions, which are also referred to as dark pool trades. Again, these are the indicators that we do use: relative strength, MACD, Williams, the Bollinger Bands at 2 standard deviations above and below 20-day moving average, your full stochastics, and we can also use money flow. And it helps greatly if they all agree in severely overbought or severely oversold levels, because that's usually where you'll find your buy opportunity, along with what the institutions are picking up. And here's a quick definition of what these dark pools are. Private exchanges where large trades are conducted away from the public eye, primarily by institutional investors and significant market participants. Unlike public exchanges, dark pools allow for the execution of substantial orders without immediate market impact, thus providing a layer of anonymity to the traders involved. Again, these are hidden because institutions don't want to unfairly move a stock. Again, using the example I mentioned a moment ago, if Goldman Sachs bought $1 million worth of an Apple call, retail investors like you and I would chase the option and the stock and potentially unfairly move that stock too quickly. Here's what we looked at just last week with NVIDIA. You can see NVIDIA had substantial institutional buying over the last few days. And again, once we find an opportunity such as this with as many institutional buys as this one has, we'll again look at the underlying stock a bit closer with our technical indicators to see if we should follow the institutions into a put or a call. Again, get familiar with this list. These are the institutional trades that we had spotted just a week ago. And then after finding this, here's what we saw technically with NVIDIA around this area right here. You'll see it dipped closely to its lower Bollinger Band, which is that green line. Now, RSI didn't dip as much as we would have liked, but you can see there were overextensions on MACD. Oops, sorry. MACD, Williams percentage range right here under its 80 line. Full stochastics had just dipped under its to its 20 line, and money flow didn't really show us much that particular day. And with most of these aligning, Williams, stochastics, MACD, and RSI, and with the NVIDIA stock at its lower Bollinger Band, we bought call options around that bottom right there, and then cashed out for a quick win of about 77% on NVIDIA calls. Now, we exited half of the position when it rallied, when it picked up momentum and rallied higher. Unfortunately, the second half was closed with a stop loss of about 35–40% on that. We held that second half a bit too long, and the only reason we look to exit some trades in half is we want to protect wins, but we still want to keep something on the table should the underlying stock race even higher. We did the same thing with Rigetti Computing. Rigetti Computing is a quantum computing stock, RGTI. This one, as you can see, gapped from about 20 to around $6 a share. That happened because of negative comments from the NVIDIA CEO as well as Mark Zuckerberg. However, as you can also see on RSI, MACD, Williams, and full stochastics, all of which agreed in oversold territory, we were able to pick up a call the day after this long candle here. We were able to pick up this call options with this engulfing candlestick right here, which is a bullish move and can indicate a bottom. So we were able to ride that again for 77% on, I'm sorry, we were able to take gains on this one as well, just from paying attention to the technicals and paying attention to what the institutions were trading that particular day, most notably call options, because RGTI had become so aggressively oversold on a simple overreaction. Now, granted, Algo is not a perfect system. None of these are ever going to be perfect, but these indicators, along with institutional interest, really give a great advantage, especially if you know what you're looking at on these charts. We did the same thing with DIA, which is the DIA Spider Dow Jones Industrial Average ETF. This one worked out very well for us too. Since the start of March, you can see that the DIA, along with the Dow Jones, really pulled back heavily here. But again, we can see that technical pivot points on RSI, MACD, Williams, full stochastics, and even money flow was starting to reverse higher. We were able to buy at its lower Bollinger Band around this area right here and ride this higher for a very quick gain. Let's see. Oops. Oh, my apologies. Right now, and here's one of the trading opportunities I wanted to share with you. You can see the Dow Jones is stuck at overhead double top resistance here, and it's just been skyrocketing in a straight line. You know, that's not going to continue for much longer. At the same time, you can see RSI is overextended to the upside, right above its, well, nearing its 80 line. MACD has pushed aggressively higher. Williams is stuck in overbought territory above its 20 line. Full stochastics is unsustainably at 96, and money flow is overextended as well. That all tells us that the Dow is incredibly overdue for a potential pullback near term, just a healthy pullback before we potentially move even higher. One way to trade potential downside in the DIA, which tracks the industrial average, is by buying to open the DIA February 21st, 2025, 445 put at market today. And we'll go ahead and we'll track that for you as well. We can also look at Apple. Apple is another great example here. We just traded this one and took some nice gains on this one as well. We saw that the institutions were buying a good deal of calls after the stock gapped down. And just to let you know, earnings for Apple are tomorrow morning. That's why, you know, we recently also took our gains on Apple because, you know, we don't want to risk it to, actually, we took partial gains so we don't have as heavy an exposure to Apple earnings should they be bad. Anyway, so after spotting the institutional interest, we could also see it had just caught support around 220. That also puts it at its lower Bollinger Bands. I have no idea why I didn't put the Bollinger Bands into this one. My apologies. You can see RSI was at its 30 line. MACD had pulled back too much. Williams pulled back too much. And then we got this, you know, nice little rally here, you know, as we head into earnings and because Apple had become as aggressively oversold as it was. Now, again, we would suggest picking up a call option on Apple, but again, earnings are tomorrow morning, and I'd rather you not risk money to earnings volatility. It's, you know, it's not always the safest move. Also, before we wrap up, I wanted to show you a quick list of the institutional trades that we picked up just this morning. We were looking for trades above 500,000 transactions, but our favorite ones are those above 1 million. And you can see there's plenty to pick from just on this list alone. And again, dozens and dozens of these are generated every day that we can easily see. They just have to fit our technical parameters, and then we can go in and attack it and buy a call or a put and then take our money and move on. With that, I'll go ahead and turn things back over.
Yeah, thank you, Ian, for an incredible presentation and for sharing some actual, you know, potential trade candidates. That dark pool, kind of starting your filter using that is it's a pretty amazing filter, and then applying your tools to that. Let me go ahead and pull my screen back up here. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the Q&A portion here. So please, if you would, type your questions in that Q&A box. I know some of you already got some in there, and we'll answer as many as we can here before we get into the program, and everything comes with the program here. All right, let's see. Let's see. Tom asks, I have order flows. What characteristics show it's a dark institutional trade, or is it a subscription service?
Our service, Algo AI, is what I find that information from. It's
I think
from a
that's, yeah, I think that's what
yeah,
he's referring to there.
that I pay a good deal of money for. Just
Yeah, that's not
it's a great
something
source.
that's just off the shelf stuff. Um, and how do you choose which option to trade? Do you go out 30 days or weekly options, or does it depend?
Uh, we'll go out 30 days. We'll go out 2 months if we need to. If there's a certain catalyst that we're trying to trade, we'll trade within that time frame of when the catalyst will hit. But usually we do either slightly. We usually do at the money call options, but sometimes we'll do slightly out of the money if we see a stock's potential, being explosive.
And you I don't know if we were talking beforehand that the Fed is going to release their stance on interest rates here in about 30 minutes or so. What do you think? What is kind of the consensus is going to happen here? Are we getting a move in interest rates, or what do you think the Fed is going to do here?
Well, in my opinion, I think Jerome Powell is just going to leave interest rates as is. He's coming out now and saying that some of President Trump's policies, such as the potential tariffs coming to Mexico and Canada on February 1st, could potentially be inflationary. So, he could mention that. He can mention the potential for higher interest rates instead of more aggressive cutting in the new year. Right now, it's just all up in the air. I don't always, trust or like most of the things that the Federal Reserve has to say. I think they've made more of a mess sometimes than needed to be.
And yes, Mark, so this is a subscription service, and we'll get to that after the Q&A. I'll give you all the details on that, so just stay tuned there. Johnny wants to know, do you base option prices on Delta?
Not usually. Sometimes we will, take a look at the Delta and just go from there. Right. Usually with a lot of these trades, we're looking just to get in, wait a few days for the catalyst to hit, and get right out. Sometimes if you find a severely oversold situation, you can make your money in a day or two. So that, all we're really paying attention to for this program are the strike prices and, which one is going to offer us the very best opportunity.
And Michael wants to know, let's see, once placed, do the trades need babysitting? So why don't you talk about how the alerts work?
Sure, I'll send out a buy alert, and if there's a stop loss in place of 35 to 40%, we'll say, hey, it's pulling back. Maybe we should get out. I also issue exit alerts. Sometimes I'll exit half of a position. So if you bought 2 contracts, you would exit just 1. And then I would, follow through with that and say, okay, it's time to get out of the full position or the second half of the position. Just if I like what I'm seeing with the underlying stock, I think protecting gains is essential, especially in this market right now.
And I forgot to mention in case folks don't know, and I think you kind of brought it up there with your little Dow trade, that you play both sides of the market, either using a put or a call. So this strategy will go both directions, correct?
Yeah. If an institution's buying a put, we'll look at why. We'll look to see if the stock is, severely overextended using our technical analysis tools, and then just go from there. So we really trade both sides.
What is your take? I know the Fed was trying to lower interest rates, and then we look at the bond market. You see mortgage rates have hit like 7%. What is going? Is this like the free market trying to assert itself, or what do you make of that?
These markets these days are, they're just so excessively massively volatile right now. They're just running on, fear of whatever these days. And then geopolitical risks come into play, potential inflation comes into play. It's just, there's so many things that just make the markets, nutty these days.
Let's see. B wants to know, is there a way to include the 35% stop loss in your instructions to the broker assisted trades? I think that's probably one. B, if you want to give us a call, it sounds like you might be in the program already. Just give us a call here at FFR so we can kind of go through that with you and how that would work, or how to best
with, we like to use, more of a mental stop loss. And if I see a trade going against us, I'll just say, hey, it's time to move on from this disaster and just move on.
And so you would send out an alert to everybody so they know to exit that position, correct?
Yeah, from buy to sell, we'll watch everything. You just have to pay attention to the alerts when we do issue them.
All right, and Mark wants to know, your other services use indicators as well, so what makes this different?
This one relies very heavily on institutional trading, along with these other technical indicators as well. We're also looking to expand that, but the big difference is, we're being tipped off by these institutional trades that are appearing on the tool that we do use, and we get dozens and dozens and dozens of opportunities presented to us with that tool every day.
Let's see, and let me pick up Chris's question here. So we're not doing, there's no spreads, no selling of options here other than to close a position, correct?
Right, yeah, we're just keeping it as easy as possible.
Okay. What's your view of all the AI generated trade ideas and signals impacting the traditional kind of discretionary trading approach?
I think, I mean, to be very honest with you, I think, I like to do the analysis myself. I don't want to rely on AI, for anything. I have, certain things that I'm looking for, certain things I rely on, and if they all fit the mold, I'm going to move forward. I don't want to, rely on, AI to tell me what to do.
And Johnny wants to know, how fast are the institutional trades, the institutional trade info, how fast does that come to you? Is that like within minutes, or is that live, real time?
Oh, it's live. Yeah, from what I understand, it's live, real time. Once they come in, they just continues to flow throughout the day. You could get.
No, I was going to say to everybody, if you can you imagine having access to these dark pools so you know what's coming before it comes. When institutions are loading up one direction or another on a particular stock or an index, Ian's going to be on that. Let's see.
It's also a fun way to trade. If you're seeing institutions. Now, if you're seeing an institution buy a call option and only risking $20,000, I don't think that one's worth getting into. I want to see, they have some more skin in the game, and they're investing more than $500,000, to $5 million. That's going to tell me they have more confidence in this potential trade. Go ahead and check it out.
Yes, and just to be clear, somebody had asked, yes, this program is either going to buy a call or buy a put, right? So that is, it does go long or short, but via a straight call, long call, or long put.
Right.
All right. All right, and what is your outlook for 2025?
I still see a great deal of opportunity in artificial intelligence stocks. Taiwan Semiconductor, NVIDIA, AMD, Apple, excuse me, Microsoft, all of the major ones, especially on this latest pullback, on a severe overreaction. That news that came out yesterday, DeepSeek from China. A lot of people really lost their minds over this. They thought it was going to be even more competition, but all it's really going to do is add even more innovation and help improve what's there right now. So, a lot of people overreacted to news that they really should not have overreacted to. As for other things, I like a lot of biotech stocks that are out there. There's a lot of FDA approvals coming up. There's a lot of patent expirations that we can trade with biotech as well. I just like to, get in and out of different sectors and just see what I can find.
All right, fantastic. And just to kind of review, I went back to the performance summary here because those that may have come late. Again, this is these results from the Algo AI program that we're talking about here go from August of 2023 through January of this year. Again, roughly a $10,000 account size, allocating between $1,000 and $1,200 per trade. Again, these numbers are non-compounded. And it's averaging, we talked about 30% on average per month, with an average annual return of 356%. The 86% win rate, I believe that's higher than any of your other programs. And I can see why when you add the dark pools in there, that really kind of puts the probabilities on your side, and then adding the technical indicators to that to do your analysis. Average winner $650, average loser just $583. The profit factor, if you're familiar with that, 7.08. That's another thing I forgot to mention. The average days in the trade says 9. So you're holding these, maybe about a week and a half on average. Does that sound about right?
Yes.
All right, perfect. And we said before, average is about 6 to 8 monthly trades. So you do get plenty of action with this service. All right, so let's get into the education and details for the signals. This program comes with access to Ian. So for any trade-related questions regarding the markets, the methodology, you have direct access to Ian Cooper. You get the direct trade alerts that will be sent to your email and or cell phone, right? So that will be immediate, and you can take action and set those trades up in your own account. And that's both the entries and the exits. You get the education on the methodology, describing the entry rules, the exit rules, the money management rules. I think you did mention you have that 35% stop loss in there, to protect the subscribers' profits and make sure they're not taking any undue losses that they don't need to. You'll get access also to the monthly newsletter and the weekly wrap-up sessions. And I believe now, are you doing a kind of a daily wrap-up, or is that the weekly wrap-up?
Right now we're doing a weekly wrap-up.
Tell us a little bit about the weekly wrap-up. What is all involved in that? Because that's an important piece of this.
Yeah, what we're doing is we're taking a look out. We're looking at the week that was and the week that will be, and we're going to share some suggestions on what could potentially happen, where the major news is going to be, what the earnings are going to be, and then we'll get into a bit on the our open positions and what we closed. And we'll even sometimes offer a trading opportunity on that as well, just to, an added bonus.
Right, perfect. And then you will have access to third-party registered brokers, right? This is an option for those who don't have the time to execute these trades themselves, right? So there are third-party registered brokers that have been executing your trades for a long, long time, and they can set up an account there and have these trades executed in their own accounts without having to place the trades themselves. And of course, you do get access to us here at FFR Trading and our team. I showed you them earlier. They stand ready to help you build a well-diversified portfolio of strategies. So it's not just options. We have commodities programs that allow you to diversify out of stocks. So you can always give us a call and we can help build a portfolio of non-correlated strategies, which is very important, right? So because some strategies will perform well in different markets and underperform in others, right? But if you have multiple strategies, right, those other strategies may be doing very well in those same market conditions. So it helps balance out and smooth out that equity curve, if you will. All right, so that's everything that comes with the service. What we want to do is we're not just looking for anybody. We want to partner with you. We want you to partner with us. And a few things that we're going to ask you, right? And that is to provide us with your story. How did you find Ian Cooper and his Algo AI program, or us here at FFR Trading? So we want your story. We also want you to provide us with your monthly broker account statements. Obviously, we redact those, but we want to use those. First of all, we need to see them to keep track of your results, to make sure you're on track, right? So we do keep track. You'll have a periodic meeting, which will be quarterly, with your strategist, so they can go over what programs you're in, how they're performing in the current markets, any changes that need to be made, right? They keep you on track to reach your goals. And then if you're happy, provide us with a testimonial after you've had success. And I'll show you some of the testimonials we've recently gotten from Ian's program here. And then, of course, if you're happy, provide us referrals. We do a lot of business through referrals, people that are happy and satisfied with the programs. A couple of recent Google reviews for people that are in the Algo AI program. This first one from Lisa Lilly. She said, I'm in an auto trade account. So she's having the program completely hands-free, traded for her. And I couldn't be happier with my experience with the signals generated by Ian Cooper's Algo AI research and with a personable representative in Robert Lonza. It has been a terrific experience. And with a 1 month return of 27%, with only 10% of my total account being exposed in any given position, I'm ecstatic about the prospects for my future security that FFR gives me. So very nice comments here on Lisa. And Mark writes here on the right, been following Ian Cooper's Algo AI recommendations since late November of 2024. So far I've been profitable. Only reason I haven't given 5 stars as of now is I need to see how it will turn out over a longer period of time. So I think he'll be well pleased as we get down the road and you add more and more trades to your log here. All right, so what we've got for you, those of you on the webinar today, for the first 10 members only, if you sign up for Ian's Algo AI program, Ian will allow you to test drive one of his other services for free. Right, so sign up with Algo AI, and you can get access to another one of Ian's programs. So he has his tech stocks program, which is doing very well. Your news event trader, you talked about the kind of the death of news. How do you say it, Ian? It's the
anticipation of news, dissemination of news, and then the death of news. Right,
that's your news event trader program. And your what's the third program that you have?
Quick moves
trade alerts. So guys, and when you call in, the strategist will go over the other programs with you so you can make an educated decision on what you want to add there. You'll also receive $1,000 credit towards his Algo AI program with a 2-year term. All right, so what you need to do is you do need to give us a call. And the reason you need to call us is because we need to speak to you. We need to make sure this is a good fit for you. We don't want to put people in programs, right, that are not a good fit. So that's very important. So you got to call us here at 800-883-0524, right? Or you can use the local number, that's the 737-292-4425. Give us a call if you're one of the first 10. Again, you'll receive Ian's Algo AI program, and you'll be able to test drive one of his other services for free, and you'll receive $1,000 credit towards his Algo AI program. So thank you. Yes, that's for the first 10 members only. Someone was asking there in the chat here. So you've got to call now. Don't mind if you've got to pick up the phone and leave us here and call. These spots will go fast. And the reason we have the spots limited is we can only have so many people taking the same trades before it starts impacting, potentially impacting the market. So we do keep these spots limited. And at time to time, these programs do close. So if you want to add the technology of AI to your portfolio and these dark pools, think about what this would do if you've got an IRA and you can trade this in an IRA. You can speak to a strategist and they can tell you how that works. But think about the returns that you could be getting, towards your retirement. So maybe you're working during the day and you have this working for you. You can have it, through a broker-assisted trading, or you can execute the trades yourself. You have options as far as that goes, but this could really be a game changer for you. And like I said, building a portfolio of strategies all working synergistically together can really boost your returns over the long term. All right, so you got to be one of the first 10, and you got to call us now. Again, 800-883-0524. Again, the local number, 737-292-4425. If you have to, you can always email us. That's the support@ffrtrading.com. And also, don't forget, if you'd like the free education as being part or staying till the end of the webinar, just give us a call at the main office, right? That's the 800 number here. All right, we just have to verify your attendance here, and we'll send out that free ebook. All right, Ian, before we wrap up here, anything else that you want to add?
I just wanted to thank everyone for taking part in this today. I look forward to sharing a lot of these great options trading opportunities with you.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, go ahead.
If any subscribers ever need to, talk to me, they can always email me. I'll get back to you as quickly as possible, usually within the same day.
Fantastic, and that's another great point, Ian. Folks, you'll have direct access to Ian. So Ian is more than happy to converse with his subscribers. If you have questions, stuff that's going on in the market, stuff related to the program, okay, he's there, and he does have a staff as well that can help you out. All right, guys, so we will wrap up here. Again, one more time, the first 10 members only, okay? If you sign up for Ian's Algo AI program, Ian's going to allow you to test drive one of his other services for free. And you'll also receive $1,000 credit towards his Algo AI program with a 2-year term. All right, so again, thank you so very much, Ian Cooper, for being with us. Incredibly valuable information that you shared with us. We hope you all found this webinar valuable and that it inspires you to take that next step in your trading journey. Again, don't forget to claim your free educational ebook. That's going to be packed with actionable insights to elevate your trading. If you have further questions or need assistance, again, don't hesitate to call us here at FFR Trading. Let's make 2025 your most successful trading year yet. All right, I'll put up the numbers here again. Oh, looks like it just disappeared. All right, so give us a call, and thank you all. Have a great rest of your trading day, and we'll see you back at the next webinar.